Speaking with Adam Kiley from Frontier Energy this morning on JustStocks. Adam, morning.
Morning.
Adam, look, firstly, for those not familiar, give us a brief introduction here to Frontier Energy.
Yeah, so Frontier Energy is obviously an ASX listed company. The strategy for the company is we're a renewable energy development company, and we're in Western Australia. Our flagship project is the Waroona Renewable Energy Project, and we've just released a DFS for stage 1 this morning.
Well, indeed, clearly a big milestone here, the DFS for the stage 1 of that renewable energy project. So just give us a top-level overview as to what it's revealed.
Yeah, listen, the company's been working pretty hard over the last number of months as well as the last year as well. So the stage 1 study looks at a 120 megawatt solar facility, but that includes an 80 megawatt DC coupled battery at the same time as well. So we've come out with the numbers this morning, and we're really delighted with them overall. So the average EBITDA over the first 5 years is $68 million per annum, and over the first 10 years, that's $63 million per annum. The total capital cost for stage 1 development is about $304 million. And based on the strong returns that we have for the project, is a payback after tax of 5.8 years. And if we look at a pre-tax payback, it's about 4.5 years. So for an industrial project such as this, which has a 30-year life of operation, they're extremely strong returns which are coming back.
Well, tell us, Adam, about the energy demand in WA. How big's the need for a project such as this?
Yeah, it's a national thing, and I suppose it's even more national. It's a global phenomenon at the moment with the push towards renewable energy. So as it currently stands, both in Australia as well as Western Australia, it's 35% renewable energy which is being produced. The target from a national point of view is 82% by 2030. So we don't have a lot of time to actually catch up with those targets at the moment. So that's the one side of the coin in terms of moving towards this renewable energy, which is coming onto the grid. But the other side of the coin is obviously the demand as well. So the demand of energy is increasing exponentially, really, over the last number of years, and that's forecasted to continue into the future as well as the world turns on and electrifies everything. So that's things such as EV cars, which I can go out, I can buy an EV car today and I can plug it in. I'll put increased demand on the grid straight away. It's also things such as industrialization, where they're turning towards electrification of their projects as well. And then just in terms of people's general wealth, air conditioning and whatnot. So what we're finding overall is that the increase in demand for energy is increasing at a much rapid rate than what supply can actually happen. And what that's causing at the moment is increased energy prices. So in Western Australia at the moment, we have some of the highest energy prices across Australia, and we're actually finding demand is far exceeding expectations. So in the last, we had a really hot February, which was obviously well documented. What hasn't been well documented is that in Western Australia, peak energy demand had its 6 records in that month alone over history. So it's really showing that the state really needs new energy and renewable energy hitting the grid, and that's what this project's really going to do.
Well, I suppose importantly, Adam, what are your funding options for getting stage 1 off the ground?
Yeah, obviously, there's been a lot of work working towards getting the DFS complete, and that puts a line in the sand for the company now. But the hard work really begins from here. So now we move into the financing stage. So we've appointed a group as corporate advisor on the debt side of things. So they've been working in the background for quite some time. We're expecting in the second quarter of this year, so in about 1 or 2 months, that we'll have more information on the debt that will come through. There's been a extremely strong interest shown by all the local banks as well as international banks to date. At the same time as that, we've also, over the last 12 months, been reached out to by a large number of multinationals, industrials, and other large groups as well that want to have a look at the project in a bit more detail. Given that consistent request of information, the company's decided to appoint Barrenjoey as corporate advisors to the company, and they're going to run a strategic process to really nut out who a potential partner for this project can be as we sort of move forward. So the idea of that overall for current shareholders is we're really looking to minimise dilution as we come forward in the phase 1 of the project's development, but it'll also, I believe, help accelerate the future expansion of the project as well.
And so in terms of those upcoming milestones, when are you looking at making that final investment decision?
Yeah, so the target's going to be the final investment decision by halfway through this year, and then it will be construction and whatnot there afterwards as well. So there's a lot of work and a lot of, I think, really strong announcements that will come from the company between now and say, halfway through the year. Obviously, the largest ones are all going to be finance related, but we'll also have more information coming out regarding the expansion potential of the project. As I mentioned up front, this is really only stage 1 of the project. We've got huge expansion potential to really grow this into what we believe can be Australia's largest solar battery project.
Great to speak, Adam. Thanks for joining us on JustStocks.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Andrew.